EVE Online, a space sandbox MMORPG with gorgeous visuals, intricate ship models, magnificent capital ships, and splendid space wonders. It satisfied all my fantasies about space games. Yet, after more than 20 years, the number of concurrent players rarely exceeds 30,000, and it has always been a game of love and hate. In this video, we will focus on topics that CCP seldom discusses and that are rarely highlighted in game guide videos. Let's start with something trivial. Most new players are attracted by the graphics, the missiles, the explosions. The lasers are so cool. However, when you search for the most popular EVE Online videos, you'll be confused. There are just a bunch of colorful moving dots all over the screen, and you don't know what you're looking at. That's because EVE Online is a 3D RTS game. In actual gameplay, you need to zoom out to see the game from a tactical perspective, to know where you are and where the enemies are. Most of the time, your attention isn't on your ship. You'll be staring at the interface, observing velocity, angular velocity, ship type, local chat, and etc. These are the things you need to focus on. EVE has a well-balanced and completely different combat system from other online games. Although novel, it is not complicated. It follows some of the physical laws of the real universe. To some extent, it makes the game seem less science fiction. The economic system of EVE Online is as described by CCP. NPCs only sell Tier 1 blueprints, and all other resources rely on players to collect, manufacture, transport, and trade. Judging from the current content, EVE Online appears to be a typical sandbox MMORPG. Now let me tell you why EVE Online has always had a relatively small player base after 21 years. EVE is a full loot game, which means that when you die, the items remaining in your cargo hold are either dropped or randomly destroyed. Sounds familiar, right? A lot of hardcore MMORPGs do that. For example, in Albion Online, when you got killed by monsters, you only lose equipment, durability, and a percentage of stackable items from your inventory. However, in EVE Online, no matter what killed you, the ship you were flying is gone forever. In Albion Online, you are completely safe in the blue zone. You can be killed in the yellow zone, but you won't lose anything to other players. And in the red and black zones, when you are killed by other players, everything with you will be dropped, and some of them are randomly destroyed. Let's take another MMO for instance. Ultima Online has two continents, which are Termor and Felucca. Players are completely free from PK in Termor. In Felucca, players are free to commit any crimes against each other. And Felucca has extra high-end content with resource yields are also doubled. Basically, most MMORPGs have safe zones, and the more dangerous a place is, the more benefits you will receive. This concept aligns well with players' intuition. However, EVE is different. The player's earnings and resource yield do indeed increase as the security level decreases. But the player's safety is exactly the opposite. You heard it right, in EVE Online. Not only are there no safe zones, but the so-called high security systems are actually the most dangerous areas. The security level of a system has no correlation with safety. Security status only affects how players travel and kill. So, don't be fooled by the high security level. It only provides a false sense of security. With enough people, anyone can be forcefully killed in high-sec, no matter what ship they are flying. Concord only avenges you. They don't protect you. No one does. Just remember, the moment you undock, you are no longer safe. This isn't even close to the worst part. Unexpected death doesn't deter players from continuing to play. As long as you learn how to control your risks and only fly the ship you can afford to lose, you'll be fine. The real problem isn't that everyone wants and is able to kill you even in so-called high-sec systems. There are people who always want to humiliate you just for fun. They will demand you to accept your loss peacefully after you've been killed unprepared. If you don't take it calmly, they'll screenshot your angry comment and put them into their blogs or simply paste it in their profile. Yes, blood is not what they're after. The anger, frustration, and sadness of other human beings are what they're looking for. There was once a player who had worked for a big alliance for many years and gained leadership's trust. One day, a few minutes before the server maintenance, he stripped loot the corp hangar, video recorded the whole thing, and posted it online. People in the comment section of this video all applauded for me. Kungraz's time in camouflage finally paid off. There are many uncomfortable aspects I didn't mention. fraudulent contracts, deception, betrayal, espionage, theft, blackmail. I could go on, but that would be too much for this video. These elements are either avoided or discouraged by other MMORPGs. But here, they are not only allowed, but also encouraged. Do you understand now? This is an online game where crime is glorified. As far as I know, CCP has never fulfilled their duty to inform new players about this extremely discomfort ideology and counterintuitive game concept. They are not incapable of doing so. They simply do not want to warn new players. They rather use this abusive content as a filter instead. So, you think I spent all this time just to rant about this game? Of course not. That is the exact charm of the game. The reason I've written all these is I don't want new players to enter New Eden without being mentally prepared. I want more players to join us and stay. You only need to follow one rule to survive this cold universe. Take this game seriously. Read the contract carefully before accepting it. Don't purchase and undock with things you can't afford to lose. Use buyback service if you want to get rid of your assets rather than hauling by yourself. Buy logistics service when you want to transport things are expensive and you don't know how to not lose them. In short, don't risk the money that you can't afford to lose. After you learn to manage your risks like you would do in real life, then you can truly enjoy the freedom that EVE brings you. Will you use injustice to create injustice or promote your own justice? Join a large corporation to seek protection or be a lone wolf. It doesn't matter. The galaxy of New Eden is waiting for you. Fly safe, 07.
More players start coming. It just starts this complete cascade of actions, and you don't know what's going to happen.
Oh my God, here we go, here it comes, here it comes.
It is a free-for-all. We'll get locked up and shot instantly. People start dying left, right, and center. It's just something that you can't get anywhere else. It's just the rush like no other.
All good movies.
Everybody's on this journey and writing their own stories, and that is probably the simplest way I can describe EVE.
Things continue to change and evolve. It's awesome. I love it. Part of EVE.